Forgot to record a video for this video. It's just a backtesting video. Not really doing any high time frame information other than like I think about 1 4-hour level. Just to show you what I'm looking for, doing the trades I go for, when I change my bias and direction, when I maintain bias, and showing you that just 1 or 2 things happening doesn't mean my direction has changed at all, but I would still go for longs if my exterior direction is short, if things are telling me that, you know, right now longs are in play, and vice versa. So I think it's a pretty good video. It's probably one of the best ones so far, so yeah. It's not really going to come here. The actual order block in this whole range is here, so we can just mark that out. Black. Right now it looks like we're cycling up. Unless we hit a daily level or something. I don't have anything on my screen. Don't really want to have anything on my screen, or I'll be able to know. I'm not gonna look. I don't want to spoil that. I didn't see where the price was, so it's not been spoiled to me at the end of the day anyway. I'm just gonna go off what I can see here then. Get a 15-minute level here. So we're trying to move up aggressively of holding this high here. So in theory this shouldn't really do much. If we failed the low here and we're cycling highs anyway, I don't see a reason why we're going to come down to here right now, meaning this shouldn't hold. We can still come down to here and start seeing this get gained and closed. But that's the thing, right? I'm only short into here because I'm anticipating this to still rise until we start breaking things, because that's just what it's looking like right now. There's no reason we shouldn't be going down. Until there is, that's when we switch. So if that was the fact, God, I'm always ill. I'll just always have stuff in my throat. If that's the fact, we would start not doing anything until we get above this level here. Start to do anything above this level. I had to pause it to clear my throat. I'm gonna have to do it again in a second because I can just feel it building up. So we wouldn't do anything till this closed. There's no movements down yet. This closed, already returned to here. This shouldn't break down the range at all, but it might flip back down to here. Just kind of want to see what happens here. Does flip. We're kind of looking for reasons to get along. Right now I don't see one. Now I do. What can we do here? We broke these. This isn't holding. We've not even backtested this yet. The actual order box all the way up here. Target can be from here to here. Physically no reason why we should go down right now. An ATT got created there. I actually wouldn't have been mad. It's a bit early, but you could have gone for this here once this gets gained. What's the R on that, right? You could be looking at about 2.41. See what the next candle does. Okay, we've created a gap here now, so we've traded back down to this order block, coming into this gap. If we gain this candle, I wouldn't be mad with that. I would go for this here. Okay, go for that. Why? Because you backtested this now. Backtest the range it broke out. You can't use this as a bait range, but the thing is, this isn't the high of the range here, so I wouldn't even classify this as a bait range. This is just a range. Okay, cool. So far we're doing well on this. Up 3R, you know, that's $125. $125. And you're sitting there saying you can't make 50 or something. I don't know what your target is. But you know, you could just literally cash out 1 candle. Like, it's physically that easy. Like I said yesterday, you need to make like 20. I know it sounds shit, but you're still profitable. Look, in this trade here, look how far I would have to go. There's not too much to even say or worry about in this range at all. You know, we're not even at the high of the range yet. We're not going to just randomly projectile down off of a random bearish order block from a random low in the middle of nowhere. The only ones that are really going to do that are going to be the low and the high ones of the ranges. So getting this, and we've not got an ATT coming up yet. We can see an ATT get put in here, and plus it's the session as well, so we'll kind of just see what happens. And let's say you wanna try to here, just so you know you actually lock stuff up. That's fine. $90. If your target's in the long term, if your target's 50, you've just made 90 in that session. If you want to get to 100, get to 100. But the thing is, if you start doing that, you're going to try too aggressively. But at the same time, at least it gets you in the habit of making money right now. Or you can just simply put here, like you get $25, exactly what you said you want to get. Trying to play for the bigger move up here. I almost deleted this recording. That would have been great. Straight to your target alert, and just honestly, cash out. Just cash out. 242. 242.5 in a day. That's a day. And that sets you good for room for error for the rest of the week. If you lost like near enough every week, you'd still be up. Every day, Tuesday to Friday, you'd still be up. If this was a funded account, and you was either risking 50 a day. If you was risking 100, obviously you wouldn't be good, but you'd still be up something. And I'm sure you're not going to go the rest of the week with always, every single day of that foul, after having this as a day, losing your full tool every single time. I physically don't think it's possible. But the only way that's possible is by you just not thinking, not using your head, doing silly things like trailing one candle after. Because the thing is, there was absolutely no reason why you should be break even after this candle. After that candle gets put in, let's go back to here. There's no ATT being created. There's no reason why that's a high to take us down. We've closed these highs here. I kind of external direction right now, considering our external direction is just us to 1 minute. We've not got any higher time frames we can go off here, so the external is just going to be the bigger move here. And interior information is all telling you it's just going up. We've already come down. We're holding off of the higher, which is going to be more aggressive up. It is. Look at that. It's more aggressive up. Closing highs here, closing highs here. This is going to do jack shit. This will not do anything. Random bearish order book that's kind of already been tested. I know it's not really been tested here, but it was so close. You could kind of classify it as tested anyway. But you know, there was no momentum to move down for that. We was able to close above it. Creating higher lows there as we go. Oh, what an old school banger. Brilliant. What a great song. Just reminds me of being on your trampoline. Let's continue forth. So look, in this moment there's no reason to be break even at all. Physically no reason at all. If you break even this early, this is where your issues come in. And this candle could come down here and go up. No reason why this is going to go down. We've already back tested here the order blocks, so this is the thing, like, if you're in a range where it's this close together, where the order block is already being tested after closing, you don't have to go any further down realistically. So this isn't going to do anything. The target's already been fulfilled to in this order block. This gap's been filled in. No reason to go down. Next candle goes up. Yeah, cool. Well, you could trail here if you wanted. But like I said, give it 2 minutes. At least 2 minutes. 1, 2. Okay, 3. This is now the 3rd minute. Well, certainly could have gone there if you wanted to. But just know it can. Now this arrangement broken. Just know it can come to here and then go up. So you have to use logic as you're doing this to say, okay, if I'm playing for a bigger move, or just playing in general how I want to play in the long run, like not trail early, actually get big wins. You shouldn't realistically be doing anything until the next range gets put in. So for example, that first higher, we're waiting to get closed. That's kind of okay, and that's kind of your first signal to break even. The next higher gets closed, that's your signal to trail if your target hasn't been hit yet. Okay, so if we move forward here, as we go, I'll show you when and why I would try or just take profit. I would 100% take profit here. 100% take. I know what happens in the next candle, but this was our target. It's the top of the range. 230 is coming up in 3 minutes. What normally happens as a target gets hit or an ATT gets hit or put in, sorry, this candle's always down. So there's no point sitting here. Right, we could have got 240, but no, I settled for 97. So it's such a big candle. I'm not trading the 15 to try and get more. You know, if your target per day is, let's say, like, you pass $50 will kind of be your first target to actually, you know, leave your job and whatnot. You shouldn't see 242 and go, right, well, I'm not going to take that. That's not enough for me. Why? Because if you're making 50 a day, well, that's your target. That's just 5 days of money, just right there. And I'll show you what I would do as price goes on. And look at that. Right, well, if that was the fact and 230 opened, I'm sure you would have actually got less than 92, because it would have spiked down, probably took you out like around here somewhere. So you would end up with like $60 just because you didn't want to trail that target. But anyway, we'll continue here. If we're going to continue up, we're going to start hard enough of these things. It's 230, so if it's going to hold this range and continue up, it will be aggressive. It will try and go here. Maybe it'll go down. And the 230 can literally spike in a second. Okay. Same up down what I normally see on a 230 session. It's like reasons and why you shouldn't trade until after. So target's been satisfied on the top right. We close the top. If we're not going to move up aggressively, we can come down to the bottom of the range, which is here. And this is kind of the decision point, if this is going to hold, or we're going to come all the way back down to the bottom of this range. And this range will get completely disregarded, meaning the moment this is closed, you can short, try and get down to there. But until that point, we wasn't able to get a short off of this, because obviously 230 just opened. Nothing there at all to go off of. We would wait for this range. Unfortunately, nothing again. 230 just spikes all the way down. Went down. That one candle went down 55. Sorry, I honestly do not want to listen to this. I don't even know what this is. Give me a minute. Does this change this? Kind of enjoy my beats when I'm doing this, not actual music. I can't really focus on listening to vocals. Go for chill jazz or something. Bring it back to the old school jazz I used to listen to. Okay. I would like to come to a bit of an external range for what we're on right now. So just so we don't know what happens in these last 4 minutes here. I'll get rid of this so it doesn't show me the next candle. What I'll be looking for here is I think 230 opened. Oh no, we can see this next candle. Okay, this is interesting for me. This is interesting because we found this range and then we've jumped straight down to the order block of this high low. If you're kind of getting confused with that, just use the actual order block of the whole entire range being these two are literally the exact same. Being this didn't get hit though, so that's the issue with that. But the higher to the low here, obviously this is the order block in that range. That's the bearish one, that's the bullish one. So I'm looking at this, and we try to move up aggressively off the high. We failed it. 230, failed it. Now I don't think this will move us higher from here, meaning I think this might get left. If we failed this is the first deterioration of a movement up, failing the higher. So put 1, failing this first low, 2, and then the third one would be coming up to here, holding off of it. That's the third sign. Price is going down. Fourth sign is obviously breaking here. Fifth sign back down to this range, holding off of here. And if that doesn't hold and we start closing that, I think what we should have on our screen right now is this weekly gap. Yeah, I'll put that on our screen. The only higher time frame level we have is like a random 4-hour level, which was like a fair value gap low or something. If we just make that colour I usually have for those gaps. Okay, we get rid of all these. That's what I'm kind of anticipating right now. Maybe getting that movement off of this level, taking it down. So in the moment right now, I'll be okay if it wasn't 230 and it wasn't so fast. I'd be okay with looking for longs up to here to then see if we can ride that down. Because it's 230, I'd rather just wait, see what happens. I think we actually already came up to that. Anyway, on oh yeah, we did. That's unfortunate because I would have started saying looking for an entry here, because in time before we went on 15, I think we could only see here. This is the price action I would have looked for. The movement up to here. Saying this range, I don't think it's going to hold. We failed the high up here already. We get this here. The stop loss is 36.75. So what I would do personally, just because I have this is kind of my setup, and because of the time and how convinced I am on a direction getting a pullback here, I would be okay with going for the midpoint of it, knowing and using this 42 candle as the ATT, even though just 41 clearly looks like the ATT to go up. Only reason I'd be thinking ATT on the top is because this was kind of my target before price goes down, so it shouldn't go any higher than this. So I'm disregarding the ATT being this, and I'm kind of checking it to be up here instead. So I would go for the midpoint of that candle so I could actually get an entry, because I can't even end on 36 there. Well, I can. Obviously I can still do like 3 contracts, but I'd rather still try and go for the midpoint of it. 18, still do like 5 contracts. Yeah, 5 contracts, not the end of the world. Considering your target's 87, trying to break this, or you can just go for this. This is this first low, first high, first low, second low, first low, second low. Doesn't really matter. Still over 3R. Like I said, you wasn't want to anticipate you can get 3R. Go into a trade, anticipate you can get that. Go straight down to here as well. So just take profit there, and this is what I'm saying. Wait two candles before you do anything. But considering this went straight to the target, you would have just been taking out the trade anyway for that 4R there. And let's say you got that same thing. Maybe you didn't, but let's just say you did. $74 of price action, 18. You can only do one contract, but that's still $149. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 149. So yeah, and then like this is, if it's gonna reverse, this is where it's gonna try and reverse. So you always get that pull up, and the thing is, I wouldn't try another short here because we didn't close the low. So that whole thing I was talking to you about yesterday on the phone was getting the trade, taking it to the target. Once it closes, take the exact same trade once it comes up. The thing is here, it's because we didn't close this low here. It's kind of risky going for this right now because exteriorly we're still creating higher lows here. Exteriorly we are, and it's, if you kind of logically think of it right now, I know it doesn't look like it, but it's moving sideways because it's creating lower highs and higher lows, and it's kind of getting pushed like this until it's going to squeeze in one direction and go in that direction. So you can try this if you would want. You'd have to say this is the ATT. If this gets gained, let me go for that. My stop loss here. Still only able to do one contract. Targets here. But this candle here isn't really convincing to me that it's going to go down. It looks like candles where there's like no wick on the top like that. It's just kind of suspect. The next candle might be up. In this case it isn't, but I think this is a 50-50 where if you'd want to go for that, you gain that. That's fine. You've not closed here. If you're anticipating that closing and high here, lower higher, this should be then be the lower higher, right? So maybe we can get this to here. If you went for that, I'm saying this is more aggressive because you didn't close this. So either or, ATT, the ATT is at 47, 46 and 48 went up. So even if you anticipate this being it, you wouldn't have been able to get in until this got placed anyway, because price action went up before it went down, and then it gained here. You could have got in that intra candle down. So this is what I'm talking about, getting the same trade twice. Only thing that would have been putting me off personally as well is not closing this. So for me, I don't think I would have went for the second trade, unless I did actually get that trade, this trade here, took it to here, and locked up. I'm pretty sure that was like 4R, no? I think about 4R. Yeah, 4R, so you could risk 1R to try and get double. But I think unless you miss this trade is a lot less likely to play out over this one, because this one we closed the low here. So once it comes up, we can take that down, try and close this low. This push down did close this low, so this one's going to be less likely to hold. But like I said, give it 2 minutes before you do anything. We failed to break this high for this order block here, So this order book shouldn't hold. It should not hold. It's kind of not holding here. This one as well. The actual order book of this entire range here is here. We're already below that, and we never closed the high for it. We're not anticipating this holding either. So now it's been 2 minutes. We had the movement up. We created an immediate rebalance. It's been 2 minutes. So what we can do here, we could break even because it's been 2 minutes. Immediate rebalance there. No reason for it to go up. And we're trying to play that for the target down. If we get, okay, this is a scenario where I would also trail here. I would trail here because now we have the immediate rebalance still in play. We never closed it, and we create a big wick here. This is fine because we need to see this go. We have an ATT coming up in 3 minutes. We hope that we're already at target by then. If not, the ATT could just spike up, take us out, and then continue down. Here's the thing though. You're only able to do one contract here if you're risking 50 when you pass the account. So trading here, you're only realistically getting I think $19. So if you want to just miss out on that and just leave it at break even, see what happens here, fair enough. Definitely fair enough. But if you're doing, wait 2 minutes and then start thinking about trailing, I wouldn't be mad if you got stopped out here for 19 and then it kind of came up to here and then went down. I wouldn't be mad at that because at least you got something over nothing. It does go down. Here's the thing, this is what I'm saying, the ATT can get put in. Because we're going higher here, it's probably going to go higher. It did go higher here, so if we still got that same bias, we just have to hope it doesn't go higher than this. Trailing to this candle. 15, so now we're looking up $31. Not too bad. Not too bad. Go straight to target. Okay. So, because it moved down aggressively, I always give it the benefit of the doubt, try and go lower. I do this every single time. We can't really tell if it's obviously back tested or anything because it's replay mode, but I would trail, once it goes here, I would trail my stop loss here, probably have like a take profit here, and not be too greedy after that. Fine, we didn't get that, we settled for what we got. So that's kind of how I do it. If I'm trying to get more, the least I would settle for after that is my first initial target, which was this low. So we was able to get that. That would have been $122. So that's another 122. And it's the thing, like, use your head, and you can make so much money with only risking $50. Like I said, that first trade was like 241 or something. 241. This trade again on $1. It's $1. 1 mini. 74 to that low. That's math is not mathing right now. 74 is 148.5. 148 and I put a 7. 148.5, and then the trade you just got there, let's say you did get this, like I said, because you got the first one, to your target again, that's another $122. 122. So now we've just made 270 at 241. So we made 478, 538, 539, 539.5. 539.5 in a day. And your target a month is 1,000 or just under. So it shows that doing 2 minis, it doesn't limit you to only making like 100 a day or something. It does not limit you to only being able to get that amount. You can absolutely get a good amount. You just have to logically think about it. By the way, my math was a bit off there. It was 511.5. I don't know how I got 538. Oh well, I don't really care. That's why calculators are here, right? Yeah, 511. That's in one day. You've just made 10 days of your average target being 50 in one day, and that's only so far. And this is a market where I wouldn't sorry, a day, if I made 511 already, this is a day and I've not lost yet, I would still try. I'd keep going until I take one loss. That's how I'd play it. Keep going until you take one loss. We can start looking for our next trade already. I would have already looked for it coming off of here. Wouldn't have been able to enter anything. I would have been waiting for something like, oh, maybe the backtest of this after closing here. Didn't close it. Oh, sorry, didn't backtest it. Oh no, we did backtest it. Okay, no, I would have gone for this. Backtesting that, closed here. This is the order block. The moment you gain this low, I would have attempted this. I'm not just saying this because we could see it. I wouldn't see why I'd sit here and lie. The moment we backtest that, we've already closed here. ATT got put in. ATT. This is why ATTs are actually really good. That's probably the last thing that I would ever learn from Nuke that I would ever take value out of. It's kind of the only thing that I've actually implemented since I stopped watching the videos, was that, because it's good, it works near enough every time. Look, ATT got put in there, so we took a trade. ATT got put in there, so we took a trade. ATT got put in here, so we took a trade. ATT got put in, was it on this one as well? Yeah, ATT got put in there as well, so we took a trade. It's so good. Oh no, sorry, no I didn't. But we was kind of convinced this was an ATT anyway. Don't know if I said it, but now I'm looking at that, I would be convinced that's an ATT. ATT again, so it's so good, and you need to be using it. It's not hard, you don't have to sit and say, oh, I don't really know how to use it, I need to get used to using it. Or you don't really. You don't, it's just an excuse to just not use it. All you have to do is look for a spike, so my direction is down, 42, spiked up. That's an ATT, or I'm going to say it is because I want price to go down. Once we gain here, I'll get in. That's good enough. And like I say, wait 2 minutes before you trial, hit target. Wait 2 minutes till you trial, here, judge the situation again, put in a new ATT, trial here, then hits target. You need to logically use your head before you trial. Like, logically think, where can it go before it goes back down. If you're here, that's just not logical at all. Not at all. So just leave it where it is. Leave it where it is, wait for it to go down, and then trial. Would I trial here yet? No, I would not. Actually, let me reassess the situation. Here's the thing. You can trial, because we hit the high time frame level. If this is going to try and move price up from here, it's going to be off of this. It's the only higher time frame level in the range, and would still be creating higher lows, sorry. Higher time frame levels in place. We've closed here, so we can initially come up to here, but with this daily, this 4-hour level, it might break that and continue up and stop you out. But here's the thing, right? You just got $511 dollars for the day. Why can't you still risk the one loss? It's only 50. I'd put this straight to $50. So one tick under. It's about $50.20 or something. Trying to play it down. Okay, and it's. You've not lost yet, have you? Maybe reassess the situation, saying, okay, well, we've created an ATT here now. I don't want to go higher than this. I gave it the benefit of the doubt to move up before going down. I already knew it was going to try and move up because we closed here. It's going to come back to this order block before going down. So after it's done that, now I can reassess the situation and go, can I now trail to break even, or can I trail lower to here? So now I'm only risking 20, I don't know, how much is that? 26.5. Yeah, 26.5. Now you're only risking half, or you can just physically go, look, gave it the benefit of the doubt. Even if it comes up for an immediate rebalance, I might still be in. Like I've given it longer than I normally give trades, because I know right now, if you can't stop yourself from break even in 2 minutes, I don't expect you to see 4 or 5 minutes go by and still go, let's leave it, because you're still going to be kind of attached to that kind of the thing you're trying to get away from, about just not moving your stop. So 5 minutes go by and you decide to break even, that's perfectly fine. You did a good job because you let it move up before it goes down. And it's the same thing like I was saying to you on the phone. Glad I remembered this before I completely forgot about it. Where, like I said, you get in, moves down, that's 1, moves back up, that's 2, moves back down, that's 3. You're looking for like a 1, 2, 3 pattern, where if I'm getting a short route, I'm in, it goes down 1, comes up 2, goes back down 3. Now I can reassess the situation. It's exactly why, and exactly what I want you to do. Reassess the situation. You say you break even, right? This clearly wasn't the ATT. We're hoping this is the ATT if we want direction to continue down. It does. Now we've had that move up into the gap. Where would we try? We can try to here now. So now we're in a winning trade again, because we gave it time. We didn't trail here. We didn't trail here when there's a gap and got stopped out for $30. Yeah, you still made money, but you could have been out for a lot more here. And personally, because this is 3R, this is what I want to see you starting to do. If you've got 3R in front of you, just give it a just get out for 3R. Yeah, might go down to here, but if you can't look up 3R and you get 3R in your face, just take it. Just take it. Because you don't get it often. And you didn't miss out too much. Yeah, you missed out on an extra 42 or something there. 44. But at least you didn't trail too early. Something like you broke even when it moved down. So you got out for like, I don't know, if like $4 or something. Then it went down, and you're just sitting there like, oh shit, well, there's another opportunity. For no reason at all, I broke even. We didn't get the 1, 2, 3 pattern. We didn't let anything happen, and we just randomly broke even. At least you got the 3R. And to be honest, there was nowhere to trail anyway, was there? Other than here. Like, maybe on the 15-second you could have trailed something like here. You got this. Maybe you did that, right? Maybe you did. Because I can't see that. I'm just going to have to just assume that you trailed here, you got $80, so onto that, was it 511? Yeah, 511. Onto that 511, we had another $80, so now we've made $591. 591.5, apparently it's 511.5. So that's how much we've made in a day, right? This is near enough. This is obviously would be, if you got that day, that's just an absolutely great day. Great day. You can lose once a day for the rest of the month and still make money. Pretty sure. No, you can, but I don't think. If you got a day where you got 591, there's no way in hell for the next 19 days you lose $50 to $100 consistently every day. So anyway, we're now at the bottom of that range where kind of my first target was, after seeing all this. My first target was down here to see what happens. What I'm going to do is play... No, I'm not going to play a few candles. I'm actually going to go back a few candles so I can go on the 15 minute so I don't get spoiled. Go to the 15 minute here. So I was anticipating this range not holding. We had an immediate rebalance as well, that's even better. Even better though. I'm kind of anticipating this not holding here. Because we started failing here. This was going to fail. Obviously we wasn't going to hold this. We spiked the top. We broke below here. We took trades coming up to here because we broke the low. Failed to move up aggressively because we spiked the top of the range. Spiked this top. We're going to try and break this bottom. So I'm still anticipating it going lower in this moment. And that's just that assumption just it took me about 5-10 seconds. 5 to 10 seconds, and you know that's just a logical assumption I've come up with. It's not hard to see. It's really not hard to see, right? You know, you fail to move up higher. You come down. Why on earth is this going to hold? You already know your direction at this point. You already know, like, we failed this. This is not going to hold. No way in hell is that going to hold. It still can. It still can, but I'm just saying that because I see and know more often than not it doesn't go up, it goes down. So once we fail everything and you fail to move up aggressively, we're going to at least try and hold here. Because we spiked the top, I'm just going to disregard this entirely and say at least we can try and spike the bottom here. So we move. So here's another thing as well. We're still closing. Oh no, sorry, I'm pretty sure it's further down here. We got to. I think it's here. Okay, here's another thing then, right? Like, the exact same thing I was about to say here anyway. It's like if we're still closing these lows, these bearish order blocks still have the potential to hold. So there's no reason right now why we should go up at all until you start seeing things close. The first thing closed here. So now we can start to say, okay, maybe we were trying to cycle up, and all we had to do there was go to the lowest point of our 15-minute range, being these points. So we failed to hold aggressively. At least we spiked all these lows. Here's the thing, right? We spiked all the lows. Our target was to break here into the more exterior range. We kind of did 2 in 1. So moving up here now would be completely fine. We'd be a bit off in our assumption of breaking this range, but we did 2 things at once. So I'd be okay with flipping and saying, right, well, we've already held this, right? In this candle, we closed it here, we come up, held it. Judging from spiking everything here on the bottom, we might be able to get a run up above here now, if we can. So you can start looking at that. Waiting, not getting into a long, not getting in a long yet until we start to get some good reasons to get into a long. Couple of good reasons would be invalidating a lot of highs here, getting up to the more exterior range. So is there any ranges that we haven't back tested? There's no ranges that we haven't back tested. So we're looking at this. We're going, okay, we've already cycled this little high here. First sign of this failing. Sorry, there's a couple of signs. I was obviously sweeping everything here. That's the first sign. Second sign is getting back above this 4 hour. Third sign, I'm not going to say third and fourth, I'll just say it as one. Third sign, closing this fair value gap and gaining the order block. You could even say, look, there's even a full sign here of invalidating this immediate rebalance. So third sign, fourth sign. We could move those around because obviously this happened before this. 4 signs there. Fifth sign would be breaking this. Fifth sign. ATT is getting put in, so maybe we can get a pullback. So we wouldn't enter anything yet, because if we have an ATT up and go down, then we can assume that it still might continue down. or we get a candle that goes like this and then up. So we're going to wait. Okay. Or we can just say this might be a bud where it doesn't work, and this is the ATT that just doesn't validate anything at all. But it kind of doesn't. There's not really a low here. Maybe on a 15 second, sorry, there would be like a low before it goes up, but other than that, it doesn't really look like the ATT got put in. But everything's still looking good to move up. We can already anticipate a move back down to here anyway, so after we get something a bit more good looking, we'll go for that. So here's kind of your sign of trying to get to that level right now is we closed a little interior range here. After coming back up to the top of the range here, we're not always looking for these order blocks that have already held to hold again, but if they do, and then you start failing to move up again off of the highs that got broke, clearly failed them here, break that range, we can start looking for some shorts to try and get down to here. Something I'd look for. Looks like it just happened straight up. You could have got in it as early as this, to be honest. Only reason I say that is because if you're looking at the bigger picture, here is we failed all the highs up here, and we need to kind of get up to here to continue the day up. And we kind of move down here. We gain this here. We completely failed to move up. We put in an ATT, which is quite obvious here to move down. We foul this gap completely, which this ATT got created off of, and then in this candle here kind of moves up, moves back down, sweeps us higher. We can try and break down here, so getting something as early as this would not be a bad idea, and you could even try and go a bit deeper here, get 2 contracts, try and play that down all the way down to the bottom of the range. But like I said, if you was waiting just to close, you wouldn't have been able to get anything. If you are completely okay with being more aggressive and saying, okay, we failed the top of the range here, an ATT got put in here. If we was going to move up aggressively, it should have already gotten by now, and then it fouled that. We could have got in aggressively here, but the thing is, this is why I say it's aggressive, is because we're still kind of moving up off of these highs here. There's no movement down yet until this candle, so trying to get in before this candle kind of closes and goes down is you're kind of you're rolling the dice there where it could just go down and rock it up, and then obviously it's held aggressively, right? So you could have got an easy loss there, but it's a risk I would be willing to take if I was up as much as I've got in this day so far, because for me that would be a lot. I don't know how much R we've got in total so far, but I'm sure it's over 10, 11, something like that. So playing that down would not be a bad idea if you're already up that much in the day. If you're down in the day, this is not like as Nuke likes to say it, this is not like an A setup-ish, or whatever. This is more so like a C, where it's like, can work, can not work. It's like a 50-50 dice roll. It will pay if it does. But if it doesn't, it was just kind of like a silly loss, kind of. But if I did go for this, my target would obviously be down there. This is 7.62R. 2 minis, that would be $400 almost. Here's the thing though, going back to what I was saying on the phone, is your first target couldn't be this order block, and then trying to get a re-entry when we come back up to here. So you could cash out there for how much is that? $224. Cash out for $224. then try and get that move up, or just play for the bigger thing, try and get that. But here's the thing, right? If you cash that for 220, 224, and then got a re-entry up here, same as that contracts back down, and then you've locked up another like 300, you would have got 524 in those two trades, because it's going to try and have that move up. Here's the thing, right? You got stopped out here. That was your target. That was your target if you was trying to go for that re-entry. Yeah, you failed the re-entry, but at least you got 220 instead of having the risk of it coming all the way back up to here before it goes down. Okay, close this low here. Close this low and close this low. Coming off of the weekly gap now though, so we kind of want to see what happens. Doesn't even try a push up yet. Now it has. I'm sure we're at the bottom of a new range somewhere. Gonna quickly go back a couple of candles so I don't spoil anything. Going to the 15. Okay, so we're at the order block of the entire range being here. This range never got back tested after closing, so we can kind of anticipate it might have a move up off of here, because now we're at the bottom of the whole range. I'm sure on a higher time frame, all we kind of did was close higher, and now we have to come back down to here before we go up. So I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. So we move candles forward here. Move candles forward. Okay, so we come down to that order block. I'm going to try and prove that point, see if that's right, by going back an hour so I can look at the hourly time frame. Yeah, okay, cool. So we close the higher, never backtest this range. So coming down to this range would be great. But we're closing this, coming down to here. So our target might just be here to go lower. Right, because closing this invalidates that this can now break this range. Instead, what this is doing is going for scenario B, where it might, because this is closed, it might hold this just to go up to here to close down. Instead of now looking at it to hold break the whole range up, we're now looking at it just to project us to here before we go down again. So that's an assumption I would come up with in the moment. So we move forward again. Just have to clear my throat. Yeah. Move forward. Keep going. To here. Okay. So this is kind of, this was the target now. Like if we're gonna go down, it would be around here. Yeah, we could still go deeper. This would be the target to go down right now. So we have to see what happens in a moment. If we move up aggressively off of this, then it will try and go deeper. If it's going to invalidate that whole idea of moving down off of the that range we broke on the hourly, we shouldn't go any higher than like here. This is kind of the only bearish order block. After this, it's been untested. If we break here, we'll probably come up to here. We don't move up aggressively. So what's going to hold after that is going to be the fair value gap and order block. We did close that, so we can still give it the benefit of the doubt of trying to hold coming off of here. So this whole range here is a bait range, I would say. I wouldn't really try anything until the next range closes. Next range does close. Not really any entries going down yet until that point, but I would want to see this hold before we try and go for a long up, because like I said, I still think we can push down. I need to see a lot more before I start thinking about something. So until I see something like an ATT got put in here, ATT has been put in. This is why I wait, because thinking ATT got put in, the bait range hasn't held yet. Going for a trade off of this and just saying this is the ATT is not enough, assuming our external direction, kind of our external bias right now is up momentarily, so seeing something like that is not enough. I'd wait for something like, okay, so we've swept down, we've come all the way back down to the bullish order block here that never really got tested. Now if we start to try and get that move up, I'd like to see a couple of things happen. Move forward. Okay, so it's completely starting to fail to move up. So now we can say our idea is correct. No longs were worthy of taken. Like I said, our long started here. I was thinking we were going to backtest here. Maybe get to this range. We never did. So if we never got to that range, it's kind of a bit more aggression getting shown now. So if we're not making up there, we're going to try and break this range, go a lot further down. Like I said, I've got no levels, so I couldn't really tell you where. And then seeing things like breaking this range, failing it, closing it straight away. So if we're coming up to this range, I can't see why we couldn't go for a short there. At the moment, this gets gained, but the thing's a big candle, right? So if you're going for something like that, your stop loss is horrendously big. Even 1 mini, you wouldn't be able to get into that. So keep going. All we're doing is closing lows, closing lows, closing lows. Come down to the bottom of the range here. It looks like right now you can assume it might have swept, but an ATT just got put in the top. Okay, we can assume this is a sweep, so we're going to have a second chance of trying to get above here now. Now we can start looking for some potential longs. We've not back tested anything yet. This has already been back tested. Cool. So straight up. Like I said, we swept here. Our target should be up here now. A couple of things you could have looked at already. Straight away. I know it's quite. I'm going to get rid of this or turn this down because for some reason I can't really see that black line with my screen. My brightness is a bit low right now. We closed this. We back tested it already. This high. Also, order block back tested. So why couldn't you go for this or something like that? Or wait for that ATT to get put in and then go for that. I think your stop loss will be bigger, so I think I'd rather go for this. A valid trade set. We've not back tested anything yet. We've missed this. We missed the fair value gap. No reason to go down. Kind of seeing this as a spike, a sweep the moment you start closing these. So right now, our direction is to at least here. So that all being said, we could take our first long since before the session, try and take that up to there. Can still get in it barely. 1 minute up to here is still 152.3 $152.3. How much did we get in that other trade? Was it 80? Because I need to add that. 80. Okay. So yeah, we can try and get the long up to here. That was our trade there. Break even a couple of minutes after. No reason to break even until we get this move up. It's a big move up, right? This is kind of where it might back test off of. We never come off of this yet. We might just be going as deep as this midpoint of that order block. So we can anticipate it might have a move down. There's no 82 coming up, so give it the benefit of that. Try and move up to that target. Now I'd be okay with trading to here for 1.449R, almost $80 locked up. Okay, guys, straight up to your target. So same thing again, right? I'll put my take profit here. Sorry, my stop loss. I'd settle for nothing less than this. I'll try and get more out of this. We never backtest this range, so this might be where it goes. Okay, so because we're trying to settle for more, we've not been stopped out yet. Not been stopped out, so now we can just try to here. So we're getting a bit more. Is an ATT getting put in yet? No. You can trail very aggressively at this point if you would want. if you'd want, you can try very aggressively. So I mean, that's almost $200 at that point. From here to here, you're looking up another over $28, something like that. So if you want to try aggressively, that's completely fine. If not, obviously still be in here. And now you can try to here because you're left room for the gap. Gap's been left. You took that. To keep a note as well, there's an ATT getting created. So if this goes up, I wouldn't mind trading aggressively here, because if it starts to go down, that's where it will go down on the ATT. Okay, so we ended up getting stopped out there for ATT got put in as well, by the way. Here, so we can kind of proceed with trying to break this high. If this high breaks, we can start trying to have that cycle up again. But yeah, we would have got another 178. Yeah, $178.5. So we can add that to the calculator again. 178.5. Oh, I put 0.8 by accident. So $770 just in this one day. We've not even taken a loss yet. I know this is me doing it. It's going to be a lot different. And I've accidentally changed the chart, so give me a minute to go back. Again, never mind, I completely forgot they thankfully changed it, where if you accidentally do that, you come back to that chart, it's still in the exact same position, and the replay ended. So that's nice. Yeah, but as I was saying, I know that's me doing it, but still, you should definitely be able to lock up some of these trades. No reason why you can't. Yeah, you might have got 2 losses by now. It's different. It's me doing it. I've been making money for years now. I've put in about 10 times the amount of hours as you have so far. So it's going to be a lot more easy for me. But you should definitely be able to get some of these trades easily. They've been so easy. Not hard to follow at all. At all. Look at this. It's just simple, and then we foul this on, we try and sweep up, we break this range, we try up to this range now. It's so simple. It's really simple, and overcomplicating it, the way you've been doing lately, you need to try and avoid it. I know it's easier said than done, but kind of seeing one thing happen and go, oh no, actually we're changing direction now, is stupid. We swept here now, so we're clear trying to break here. Well, no at all. Not until we try and break this range. When you break that range, say that. Before that, say okay, we're still continuing down. So yeah, anyway, we'll continue forward. We are currently up 7-7. Is it 7-7-1 or 7-7-0? 7-7-0. That's basically the month done, really, isn't it? Almost. We now only need another 230 for the month. And we've got 19 days. We're assuming this is the first day of the month as well. 7-7-0 in the month so far. We're just risking 50 a trade. Imagine how much you'll be getting when you finally ramped up all the way to risking 200 a trade. I know, like you said, you don't really care about doing that, but it's still nice when you finally get to that point where you can start making 3 or 4 times the amount that you started with. It's a great feeling. Anyway, less waffling about that. So we could assume, failing this, we're going to try and get a move back down to these ranges down here. So we can't really do anything until anything happens. Couldn't have got a short anything. We couldn't have got a short here. I would have tried looking for a short because we failed here. In this moment here, I would say, okay, we're trying to move down. But this is why I go for the entry I go for, where I go for what tested the order block. Because here, if we just went straight up for the order block, we would have lost. If we went for what tested it, we would have never got any trade. And that's why I take that entry over anything. Waiting for the thing that tested it to get broken down. This is why I do that, because it's avoiding let's say this candle, this next candle went up here, it's avoiding getting an unnecessary loss by waiting for that confirmation. Because in this moment, yeah, there's no reason why you can't go lower. We satisfied the move up. If we was going to go down from here, it would be, these are the first couple of signs. It's failing this, closing this, coming back up, holding here to continue low, but you didn't hold that yet, so there's no reason why you should be in a short. So now we failed, we broke the highs. We broke the bottom, right? We broke the highs, so right now it might be a bit sideways. The session just started, the new session. ATT is getting put in now, so what we can start assuming is if the ATT is getting put in and we gain a candle like this is the first scenario where we can start looking for some trades up. But if you went for a bit more confirmation, you wouldn't do that yet until this has confirmation it's holding. The confirmation I'd want to see is probably closing this. Definitely. Never close that. Okay. So this is what I mean about moving sideways, right? It's like there's not really a definite direction right now that it's going. Like we're closing highs, we're closing lows, and we're kind of in no movement in any direction. This is why I wait for things to hold before I get into something. Because failing to move up straight away and then coming back down deeper, I'm not trying to get into this because it already failed and then it broke here. That's exactly what you have to start looking at. We broke here, so why can't we just still hold this range now? If that's the case, we might sweep it, which we do. We're sweeping it, we're breaking here, so this isn't going to hold at all then. We're going to break here, come down to the more exterior low in this whole range. If we break that, we might get a little move up before down. If not, we would just come straight down to this range. ATT got put in at 53. So if we assume we break this and we can make a move back up, we could absolutely look for a long up. But then again, breaking here, coming up to here, this has kind of already been tested up here before it closed, so we might not even come up to there. If we went for a long, I would absolutely be break even. But here's the thing, right? There's not too much to go off right now. We could just backtest that and go down. So I wouldn't be in a long. Here. But if we didn't backtest this, let's say the low was here, I would have tried that, because I know if we can get above that, I can break even. I'd be happy with break even now. Also, I think if you went for that, you would have to break even anyway, because you've got to look at it in a bit more depth here. We're closing here, right? We're closing these lows. We can just come back up to here, hold this to project us down. If that's the case, we never closed the highs here for the order block that we entered premature on. This isn't going to hold. It's going to try and go down, break. So if we're in a long here, this is perfectly fine to break even. It's been 2 minutes. You gave it the benefit of the doubt, and yeah, and then you would have got stopped out. Cool. So that's why if I went for that, break even straight up. The moment you get above here, if this wasn't here, like I said, if this wasn't here, I would have tried that long. Because this was here, I wouldn't have tried that long. But if you did, you need to give it the benefit of that. You need to look at it more in depth and say, okay, there's a low here. Where's the order book for that? Here. Or we just back tested it. It might have moved down now, so let's break even. Continue. So the thing is, right, look what's going on. We're creating a movement down again. Clearly we satisfied the move up, and it went exactly to where I anticipated going to, just to the places that have not been tested yet. After these have closed, this never got tested. It held twice. I mean, it held before gained, and then it held when it broke. And then we had a sweep on top, double sweep, broke, creating lows. We're clearly trying to project down to this range. If we close this, held this, we're trying to go lower again so we can try and break this range. I think on the hourly as well, Isaac's same idea from earlier is playing out as we speak. I would like to look at that. So if we go here, so we can't see that candle there. Okay, so we didn't close it. We came down to this range. We didn't close this. Close this low here. We come up to here and holding this before this closes. That's kind of a very aggressive sign of it trying to move down, which it's doing here. And it continues to do that. And then the next candle after that, which is 5 PM, if we don't get back above, do you know what, let me go back and mark it so I actually know what we have to get below. Get below here. Okay, so 5 PM shuts below here, and we've held this already. Yeah, it's kind of on set to break this down here. So now we know where it needs to close. I will mark that a different color. I used to mark my hourlies in light blue, so we'll just leave it as that. So that's what we need to close under in the at the end of the hour. If it did that at 5 in this candle, that would have already been on set, but because it didn't, now we've got to wait. Moves just straight down anyway, so clearly, unless we have a nice move up off of this, which can still happen, right, because we closed the highs for it. If it's going to hold somewhere, it'll be here. Unless we, you know, we completely don't and we get below here, and then we can say, okay, that idea is completely in play now, 100% confirmed. But until that, okay, first sign it's trying to move up, come exactly to where it will go, before having that attempt. Order blocks here, this range, order blocks here. What would I wait for longs? Well, I wouldn't go this aggressively because there's no ATT we've got put in. I'd wait for some things to get closed over. Maybe we create a little interior range here, come down to here, close that, come back down, and then we can look for longs up. If not, this is how we avoid stupid losses. Not going off of just getting an order block. That's silly. And we just remain in that movement down. So we've closed this. Close this now. We've closed the whole entire range. We've got 30 minutes from price to get to here all the way back up to here if it's going to invalidate this move down, which I think is highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Look exactly where it goes, right? Exactly where does it go? Creates an 82. Backtest this range. Closes below here. Trying to go lower. Failed the low. Did it fail the low? Failed the low here. If the low's failing, might be the first sign of trying to push up. First sign to push up. I would not have gone for this only because the stop loss is 30. If it was smaller, I would have tried a short off of that and taken a loss. Absolutely. Or maybe try to bargain for break even. But I think when you're already that far into getting stopped out, you just can't just let it do its thing. So if this candle was like here, I would have taken a loss. I would have taken a loss and had my first loss of the day, and I would have left it as that. Like I said, keep going until you get a first loss when you're having a good day. Because that candle wasn't big, short, sorry, I wouldn't have gone for that. So what we can wait for is a nice convincing move down. Here is kind of something for me. The ATT here got swept. A new ATT got put in. Now, before we close any of this, here's the thing though, like the stop losses do the exact same. It's 30. Unless you go for like this, you know, the stop loss is way too big. And that's why, like, My stop loss is way too big. It kind of avoids me from getting losses, which is nice. Stop loss way too big, wouldn't go for that. If you did though, that would be a loss. And the thing is, this is why you leave after one loss, right, when you're having a good day. Because if you went for this, and then went for this again, you just got the same loss twice. Exact same loss twice. For no reason. You lost like $100. Still up 611, but that second one was easily avoidable by just leaving after clearly being offside. Going sideways, not really breaking out in the direction that keeps getting closed. And here's the thing as well. Is this one is not really valid. Yeah, you can try and say this is a sweep, but we failed this low, and then we failed this low, and then we failed this low. Broke higher. That's the first sign of it trying to move up, right? We broke a higher, not a low. This one, completely avoidable. This one, so if you went for a long off of that, because we broke here. Here's the thing, if you actually identify it's going sideways, you shouldn't really be doing anything until the bigger lower high in that high entire range gets broken. This or this. Either or, whatever one breaks, go for the opposite side. Yeah, go for the opposing side. So this one sweeps, go to here. Well, this one breaks, alright, so now we can try and go up. Might have a movement down beforehand. It's clarified that move down now. We close under this, unless in 4 candles it rockets up, which it kind of tried to. It didn't though, so we can confirm that move down now. Failed this. This is where I'd go for a long run. We failed here, and we knew we was gonna come back to here anyway because we closed the highs. ATT. ATT is not very convincing. You can say it's 2 minutes after. Here's the thing. If you're kind of seeing one of these as the ATT, you've got stopped out. If you were waiting for the whole thing, you wouldn't have. Or if you just... I think the thing I've been recommending you anyway is having your stop loss at where it should be after confirming that's holding, which would be there. If we continue forward, that's not really the point right now. What I'm just trying to show you is direction, and what trades I'd go for or not. Not where you'd have your stop loss. Continue, and this is kind of the decision point where this has been confirmed. We can still come up to here again because we haven't done that since this broke. If we go any higher than this range, the movement down is been flipped now, and we can start moving up. But we close these lows. These lows will close. You can already onset from this moment these lows get closed. You can already come up with a decision that if these lows get closed and we don't move down aggressively off of it, we're going to try and move up to the top of this range. So long in from any point after seeing interior information telling you that you're correct on that assumption of moving back up to here, this is where you start looking for those longs, alright? So this is why I think this long down here, even if you took a loss there and you try to go for there with your stop loss here, got stopped out very unfortunately. Very unfortunately down, and it continued all the way up. Direction right, idea right, just unfortunate turn of events if you went for that, but that was that would have been a valid attempt judging off of everything that's going on. I just want to see if we get all the way up to that target. We do, and then we stop dumping down. So it's quite evident and obvious where it's going to go when you actually look at it clearly. And it actually just fell. It didn't even hit the backtested order block. But we knew if this breaks, we can still have a movement back up. So here's the thing, right? Don't flip your whole direction because you got back above here. Oh yeah, now we're going to come up to here. No, we'll continue those shorts until you do come up to there and break there. You're doing it anywhere beforehand. You're just setting yourself up to failure, really. and we broke all these. If we're going to hold anyway, it would be here. If this is breaking, go try and go lower. It's not, and it's so A to B. You close bigger ranges. You leave things untested. You come back to them. Right. So you know we failed. We failed these lows here. We tested here. We never tested here after breaking any of these. We didn't break the bottom. So maybe if we come back up, we can assume this won't hold. But until we get valid kind of valid points that we are going to continue up after testing this range. We can only continue short after the fact we get here and then continue down. So I'm saying, right, like you got to wait for the higher to be closed before you can try even thinking about longs. But here's the thing: normally if you break that, you can still be short until you get to the bottom of the range again, and then you can go long, try and get up above that range. So here we completely reject to even move any higher than these ranges here. And then we break this range. Okay, if we break this range, we can try and retest back up to here, which we do, and then we just fall off a cliff again. And that would be such an easy win in my books, is breaking this, coming back up to the top of this range. ATT gets put in, the moment that gets gained, just going for that, easiest target been done now. 2 contracts. The thing is, you can do 2 contracts, it's an extra bit of, you're risking just a bit more there than 50, but it's not too much over. It's $56, considering you'd be up 770, sorry. Unless you got that first loss, you would have been out. If you didn't, you know, you would have made another. This has been an absolutely great one as well, because let's say after this, after you broke below here, you settle in for only that, or trying to get more out of it. So it tapped you out anyway. That's like another, I think $372 or something. $372. So now you would have made way over what you're trying to get a month. 1,040, something like that, just in one day. And it's just by using your head, staying out these shitty ranges that just go sideways, not doing anything until the direction kind of plays out. Using your head and saying, okay, we're breaking this range. That doesn't mean we're just going to fall off a cliff, unless it starts telling you it can do that. This range it doesn't at all. Sideways, 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 breaks. Now we can start assuming it's going to go up because of what we're seeing here. This gives us a bit more clarity and evidence that it's trying to move up. Breaking that low, because if we're breaking that low, and direction is down, come back up to here before we jump off a cliff, and we slowly go off the cliff, right? And I'm gonna leave the video here now because I've been recording for almost an hour and a half. But yeah, just clearly where it's gonna go, right? Completely until we hit something more, until we hit the actual target, and then break this range up. Here's the thing though, if we break this range, we might continue under here and then continue up again. So what you can start doing already, right? The moment you break the range, you start failing things. Smaller time frame, you're failing things here. Breaking that range, we know we can try and get to the bottom of the range. We start shorting already, down to here. It's so simple. You just have to just not overcomplicate it. But yeah, I think what I would do is I'll try and make a video again later, and we will just continue. We'll just continue from here, or wherever the next session is. Let's just, yeah, we'll just start from the next session. So I'll continue on Sunday. No, it'd be Monday the 23rd at 2:30, and my idea already is to come down to here because of what's happening on top. Okay, cool.